Hey, what's up, everybody? You know what time it is? It's Saturday morning. It's time for your Smash podcast. As always, here on the lovely panel, we got the animator and king himself, Mr. Soul King.
What is good, everybody?
Alrighty, of course, we got the Asian Black Asian here. We got Mr. Supra Gee.
What's good, everybody? How's everybody rolling with?
Yeah. And then, of course, we got the newbie and rookie extraordinaire, the fraud himself, Mr. Operation.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's good to be back. And as always, your boisterous host here and narrator, Bloody Knuckles. Let's go ahead and hop into this. So, everyone, we've been chilling good. Had a good holiday, right?
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Definitely be always good to be able to spend time with your family.
Yeah.
All right. So, little light on the anime news this week. Not much been coming out. We got a few announcements here, though. So far, it looks like one that's been announced but not given a set date is Chunin Byo Season 3. Now, I don't know if any of y'all know this, but Chunin Byo is a really cute, hilarious anime, but it's about a girl, because I don't know if y'all know it, but Chunin Byo is what they call middle school disorder, where like the kids back in middle school that actually pretended they were Naruto and would run with their arms behind them. Yeah, it's basically that. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like they're full on blown, like they believe that they're a reincarnated spirit or whatever, and they have to fight this otherworldly battle. It gets ridiculous with it, but it is actually really cute. And like I said, man, I like cute things. Nice little slice of life. And
it's a slice of life.
Little bit. It has really good animation, but it's a little bit of slice of life, and it does have a little bit of romance in there because the main character kind of used to be that way, but he's trying not to.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. I see like some girl had like an eye patch. It looks like she has powers or some shit.
Yeah, she thinks so. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, dude, hey man, sometimes you just need a little cuteness in your life, and that's one of the ones that I would definitely recommend. Besides, of course, K-On, because everyone likes K-On. I mean, girls just sitting around drinking tea, playing music. What else do you want?
That's it. That's all they. Okay.
Honestly, you could kind of summarize K-On as literally cute girls sitting around drinking tea and playing music. That is honestly what that show could be brought down to.
Who don't like cute girls?
I know, right? There's another one that I can't think of, but it's like 4 girls and shows their like daily lives, but it's like overly exaggerated. Like one of the girls like witnesses their principal like fighting a goat outside the classroom.
Oh, is that like the gif where he's like wrestling, like he power bombed the goat or some shit?
Yeah, he power bombs the goat. And then like there's another scene later on where she's like where it shows what she would do, and she basically like ultra instincts like super moves right to him, and she like super spins and just slams the goat.
I seen that shit. That shit was hilarious, man.
Oh yeah, dude. Some of those things are just great. I love that one.
That shit was hilarious. I remember seeing it. I had to legit find like what anime that was because that shit looked hilarious.
Yeah, dude. Those two are just some of the cutest things out there just because of the ridiculous. Oh man. Another one that also got announced here was actually Dagashi Kashi. And this one was an interesting anime because of the fact that it's hilarious with the way the characters in or out. But the thing about it is that it's literally all about candy.
I'm looking at it right now.
So it's literally about the son of a small-time candy store. And he wants his son to take over the candy store, but he doesn't want to. But he knows so much about Japanese candy. And a girl who works for a big company is trying to get him to continue with the tradition and run the store. But they tell so much about the history of different types of candies in each episode. It's really awesome. Like, it's over the top and exaggerated when they start talking about it, but it is really enjoyable. Like, I found it randomly and just started watching an episode, ended up watching the whole series right there, just nonstop. And even my roommate walked in from work and he's just like, "What are you watching?" And then he sat there the whole thing. He's like, "Why'd you make me watch that?" I was like, "I didn't do nothing. You just sat there."
Yeah,
and
I
watch
didn't
all
see
13.
I didn't see the scene like where she's like eating some like purple like brick like candy or like blindfolds. Oh, what is
Yeah,
this?
it's ridiculous with some of the stuff that they got into, but
Yeah,
it
like these
was
type
it was
of
really
girls.
good. Like I loved it. Like it was really enjoyable. So like I said, especially with the little bit of history that you learned about some of the candy, it was a very interesting take and to be able to kind of get that background on a lot of things.
Oh, most of the candies that they show is like real.
Yeah, all the candy that's in the show is very real Japanese candy, and each episode kind of focuses on one, maybe two of them, and you kind of get a history lesson on how the candy comes out. And what's funny is that they're told in these really weird stories that one of the characters basically drawing, but it's animated really well, and it's just like, huh, what? Why do you just have that?
That's cool. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh
how you're
yeah,
describing it reminds me of this early 2000s cartoon named Chowder. Was basically focused around food and like the
Oh
beauty.
yeah,
yeah,
that's
Chowder.
definitely.
Yeah, that's a throwback right there.
Hell
That
yeah.
was also that was also really a good show. Just especially if you notice that each of the characters were named after a different type of food.
Oh yeah, I love that show, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, looks like Super G just lagged out. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get him back in here.
Oh damn.
So let's see here. Oh yeah. So speaking of animes and good stuff, I sit here and we all took a look at it. The Mob Psycho 100 live action poster looks really good. Like I'm really digging the actors that they have to portray the characters, and I'm so far looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I just hope that everything is like pretty good. I hope like the CG and everything is pretty dope. So
Yeah, they definitely need to do a knockout with the way that they're gonna do the special effects, and they really do need, especially when they get to a lot of the fights, like they had to really knock it out of the park because that was one of the best things. Because I mean, it's a show about espers, man. So you're talking
yeah,
about psychic powers and stuff. So you need to really knock it out of the home. But so far, it's looking good. I'm glad that they're keeping it, an all Japanese cast. I hope they really do go all into it and do the over exaggeration and everything. Like, don't try to keep it too grounded. It's a show that didn't take itself seriously at all. So they need to do the live action just the same way as they did with the anime.
Why
yeah,
is the main
hopefully-
character resemble Saitama? Like why?
Yeah,
Hey,
like
man.
yeah, because that's the way that one likes humor, is that it's either very dry or it's just out there. The thing that's so enticing about Saitama is the fact that he's so doing it so much that he just doesn't care because
Yeah, he's so
nothing
bored
is
now. He
fun.
doesn't have an
Yeah.
opponent anymore.
Yeah, and you see it every time he gets into a fight. He's just like, oh yeah, and then as soon as it's done, he's just like, well, oh, okay.
But yeah,
So he
hopefully they
felt-
show like a trailer or something for Mob Psycho.
Exactly. I hope they put out a trailer here because they did state in the article there that we're reading here that they are going to premiere it in Japan first, and it's going to start, I believe, January 11th from what I was reading, and they're going to start showing it from there. And then they said shortly thereafter, it's actually going to be coming to Netflix to stream. So we're going to be getting the whole series right there as
So
well.
it's not a movie, like it's going to be a series.
From what I was seeing, yes, it's going to be a series. It's going to be an actual drama. If they do a movie, if they do a movie, it's going to be kind of hard
Yeah,
because of the fact that you got to think of how much that they set up in the 13 episodes for the season. I mean, it's not like what they would have done with the Tokyo Ghoul movie, because remember the Tokyo Ghoul movie was roughly about half of the first season.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah. So if they do it as a live action movie, then it would kind of hard to see where they would make a stopping point with the stories that were in the first season. So I believe that they're doing it as a full live action drama.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope, nothing wrong with that at all.
Is Mob Psycho on Crunchyroll?
Yes, I do believe it is currently on Crunchyroll.
All right, cool. I'll go watch it then.
Yeah, it's definitely to watch it. Like I said, one came up with the idea out of nowhere, and it was just such a knockout, dude. The animation came out on it really great. The humor was hilarious. The characters were just as over top as you would expect from OPM.
All right, bet. Sounds cool.
Yeah. Let's see here. So they put out a new trailer for something that I was not expecting at all. And it was just out there. I didn't think that it was real at first until everyone started talking about it. But the Batman Ninja trailer.
Ooh, looking dope right there, man.
Yeah, it looked really cool, but I was not expecting that at all. Like, I saw it and I was just like, there's no way this is a real thing. I was like, yeah, they're throwing the DC logo around, but I mean, a lot of fan-made trailers do that. I was like, this isn't real. And then the next day I see every major like studio and every big like website talking about it, and they confirmed it. I was like, oh hell, this is a real thing. I was like, Batman Ninja is legit.
Yeah.
It came completely out of left field. Like, I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I was like, there's no way this is legit. But I looked into it, and man, the trailer was awesome. I liked the 3D CGI, and the styling of it is very reminiscent to Afro Samurai. And I love that because I love the way that stylization that they did in Afro Samurai to really give it that darker and grittier feel. And it's being done by, I believe, the director or one of the animators that worked on Afro Samurai, which is great news to hear.
Oh, that's dope. That's definitely dope.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
animation
awesome.
style. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if y'all saw, but Halo Legends is one episode in there about the previous Arbiter going against another one. Is one of those episodes in there. That's what art style animation reminds me.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah. I never watched Halo Legends, but I'll definitely check into that.
Yeah, this is one of the episodes out of the Halo Legends series.
Yeah, but yeah, this is completely it was just one of those things that was just out of nowhere that I didn't think that it was going to be real at all. But when everyone started talking about it, I was like, yo, man, this is actually going to be pretty dope because there's nothing cooler than seeing the samurai universe and seeing a feudal style Batman with a sword going up against a feudal style Joker and a full on samurai showdown.
The only thing I want to figure out is how is all this possible? It must be like,
how the fuck is Grodd a fucking feudal lord like a damn emperor over there? But I'm trying to figure that shit out right now.
It got to be somebody that alter the reality or something.
Yeah.
I believe it might be an alternate one of the other universes. Yeah, but still, man, that's something else to see that. And not only that, but think of all the appearances that you saw. We saw Batman, of course, Joker, Harley Quinn, Catwoman. We saw Gorilla Grodd as a feudal warlord. All four of the Robin, not just one Robin. We saw all four of the Robins.
Oh yeah, we definitely did. Yep.
I think that was Damien. His hair had a weird haircut, but I think that was Damien.
Yeah, but dude, we see the whole Bat family there, everyone, and then you see Batman talking about how he has to fight the Joker, and you see instead of his batarangs, it's actually a straight kunai with a bat symbol cut into the hilt.
Yeah.
Like they're going all out with it, and the animation and the special effects looked really awesome in it. So I'm kind of interested to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah, how the world set it kind of reminds me of Naruto in a sense, like they still hold on to actual traditions and their ways of life, but at the same time, it's like have advanced technology with them. That's what kind of reminds me of, because this is that wrong stream of Batmobile. Like, oh, okay, y'all doing this now.
Yeah, and that was one of those things because especially if you look at it in Naruto, we've seen they have TVs and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah,
but it's also still, and obviously they have electricity and power and a lot of other things. They just keep it simple.
Yeah.
And speaking of Batman, I know that we were talking about it here, but we also saw the trailer for Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah, that looked pretty good too.
How are y'all thinking about that one?
I'm all in. I love anything steampunk, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, steampunk's the way to go.
Dude, steampunk is definitely a genre that needs more attention. But with Gotham by Gaslight, I'm excited because one, it's the noirverse, the noir styled universe that was always one of my favorites. So we're getting to see Bat Noir. You get to see everything in like that's basically current, but it's old Victorian style steampunk gothic. And we're getting to see Batman go up against Jack the Ripper. I mean,
it's fucking Jack the Ripper. Cool. Like, come on now, that's a selling point right there. Fucking Jack the Ripper.
Exactly. It's a great storyline because one, Jack the Ripper is just one of those iconic serial killers because of the fact that we still have no face for them. So thinking of any possibility of people going up against Jack the Ripper's always been interesting. I mean, that's why the story for Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper was interesting, because you have the world's greatest detective going against one of the greatest serial killers that was never caught. Now we're actually having the second world's greatest detective going against him. Like, it's going to be interesting as hell.
Yeah,
and of course, everyone just wants to see
Jack the Ripper is awesome, bro. Like anything. So you could tell me, you can say Jack the Ripper and put his name with anybody else, bro, and I'm in.
Yeah, I think that Jack the Ripper is definitely one of those like big names and big attractions. I was like, of course, if you're gonna go over the top with it, you still have to make sure it's done right. But still, it's something that's very captivating when you think of Jack the Ripper. But two, the best thing that's going to be great about it is that the fact that they're keeping the storyline rated R. They're doing the full animated movie as rated R because of the fact that one, it's Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, but there's no other way to do it, Jack the Ripper, dude. You can't.
Like, when I watched the trailer and I seen him stabbing the girl, I was like, whoa. I was like, okay, what is this?
Yeah, it has to be rated R, because if you came in there and she said PG-13, I'll walk my ass right out that theater. Like, I ain't watching this, man, because y'all just gonna mess it up.
Exactly, and that's one of those things. It's just like you have to be careful about these things. And I'm glad that at least with the animated stories that they're pertaining to those storylines, because a lot of the more interesting Batman storylines and even some of the others in the DC, they're very mature. They cannot be toned down because they lose a lot of that effect. I mean, look at the Judas Contract alone.
Yeah, if that was toned down, that would have been terrible.
Okay. Exactly. And they didn't put it out there as much, but I mean, they touched on it. But in the Judas Contract, Tara, who is 14, was sleeping with Slade. And the dude's is basically in his 40s at this point. And if you actually go into the original comic and read the story, Tara did basically get with Beast Boy, and they did sleep together, both 14-year-olds. And then Slade reveals to him later that he also was sleeping with Tara. A little messed up.
Yeah, some fucked up shit, man. She died like a hoe. Damn.
Yeah.
Tara was getting it in.
Tara was getting it in and getting it on, wherever you want to put it, man. But the worst part about that is that Beast Boy, or Slade, revealed that to Beast Boy during her funeral, because Slade showed up there.
So many levels.
Yeah, dude. He showed up to her funeral, and Beast Boy was legitimately going to kill Slade. And he told Beast Boy the only reason that he was there is because they both were there for the women that they loved. And Beast Boy let him live only on that one occasion. He said, "If I see you again, I will kill you."
Hey man, they both were getting in there on the same girl. You can't get
Damn, she's fucking of course to be in your feelings. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it was something all right.
Slade should go to jail for that, but it's cool.
Dude, Slade's done a lot of
shit he did. He should go to jail for
that. Slade's done a lot of shit that he should go to jail for.
But that fucking takes it right there, man.
Yeah, that takes it.
I don't know, man. Slade and Deathstroke is just one of those characters that have been, man, they've been put through some stuff, and they've done some things that's kind of almost as questionable as the Joker.
Oh,
yeah.
And speaking of it, especially with Gotham by Gaslight, I mean, this needs to be where it is. It needs to be rated R, because it's going over a character that is completely mature in every sense of the word. I mean, would you watch Killing Joke if it was PG-13?
Nope.
Hell no.
You can't tell that story that way, man.
Exactly.
The story's too iconic. It would screw it all up.
Exactly. If they toned it down any bit, it would not have the same impact because of what the Joker implied that he did to Barbara after he paralyzed her and shot her. I mean, if they took that away, it wouldn't have the same impact on what it did to Jim.
Yeah, so that forced relationship between Barbara and Batman, was that canon, or did they just toss it in there just like
no?
Yeah, they actually did it. They actually did it. Like,
yeah.
God dang.
See, except if you look at
that. It wasn't just like that.
Yeah, but Killing Joke is canon, but not canon. The storyline of Killing Joke is not canon. The way that
I know it's one shot, but like the whole scene with seeing Barbara and Batman getting on top of the roof, like
Yeah, that was kind of put in there, but the story of Killing Joke, it isn't canon the way that it's told, but it is canon because that is what Joker did to paralyze Barbara and torture Jim. But of course, the way that Batman confronted Joker and everything else, that didn't happen. And because of the fact that in there they didn't mention Dick or any of the other Robins. They only mentioned Batgirl. But at that point,
I was like,
when
Barbara, a whole freak.
yeah,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
exactly
These
because
assets
at this point, when Barbara is Batgirl before she was paralyzed with Bruce, is when Dick had actually left to go form the Teen Titans, and just before he became Nightwing. She was dating Dick at this time, and Bruce was looking after her for Dick, and then he ended up getting with her.
Oh
And
no!
Damn,
Oh
Bruce.
no!
Yeah. The father fucked the son's girlfriend, and then the worst part about it is when Dick comes back and he and Barbara start talking again, start dating. She goes to Bruce and says, "I'm pregnant," and he's like, "Congratulations." Does Dick know? She's like, "Well, it's 2 months before." Basically, Bruce got Barbara pregnant before Dick came back.
Shit. Damn, come on, Bruce. You got Catwoman. Damn, bro. Why you going on to Barbara? Damn, man.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, why you picking
Billionaire
on your
Playboy.
He
What do you expect?
got two good Jones.
True,
he got Catwoman and he got
And fucking Talia.
Talia.
Yeah,
Come
Talia.
on, man.
It's like, why are you picking on your son's woman like that? Come
This
on.
man go to the lightweight, left the heavyweight. What the fuck? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I'll tell you what, though, despite and Dick definitely picked up his Playboy antics from his dad, because think about everyone that Dick's been with. Starfire.
Starfire.
Yeah.
You got Barbara. He's been with Zatanna. There was implied that he's also kind of been with Raven, but we know that Raven is dating Beast Boy.
Yeah.
And then he's gotten with Supergirl, Power Girl. Basically, any of the young female superheroes have been with Dick.
Yeah.
Hey man.
Well, it's called Night Dick at this point. Shit.
Yeah, right. But he, despite everything, that there are always two that he shows the most kind of allegiance to, which is always Barbara and Starfire. There's also some references that he and Zatanna are always off and on, but he's always been very loyal to Barbara and Starfire, depending on which stories you're reading. Which is always the good thing about it, because him and Starfire are always really good. Although in the new 52, they've made her into very much an alien slut.
Oh no.
Yeah, dude. Like before, she had that appeal because of the fact that, you know, she was naivete. But now she's very open about using her seduction and her sexuality to kind of trick people. So they very made her have that kind of persona of it without necessarily being one. Because it still only implies that she ever sleeps with Robin or with Dick. Yeah, it's one of those ones when it came to Starfire that I was just kind of like, okay.
It's kind of unnecessary.
A little bit, but, you know, the newer 52 is definitely more adult than a lot of the other past universes. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense that they did rechange some of the personalities for some characters. Now, games. We do got some good games that going out, and we all here have been absolutely pumped up for Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Woo! Definitely.
Yes, sir. And I know you, Op, over there, you just got excited because you just watched the new
Kid
new
Buu,
fighter. Yeah, the
Kid
new
Buu
fighter announcement for Kid Buu. And I'm definitely feeling it. Like, Kid Buu is definitely one of my favorite fighters. And I really missed the Buu, especially Kid Buu. Because the last time I really played a real Dragon Ball fighting game was Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And that had Kid Buu. Like,
I never care for Xenoverse games.
The Xenoverse games are just so iffy to me, dude. They're kind of,
they try, but it's not for me.
Yeah, it didn't feel like in depth or as built like Budokai Tenkaichi.
It's not. It's like they try to build on everything else besides the fighting, like the world,
Everything but
the
the fighting.
character creation, all the pulling everyone out of the canon and non-canon, just basically every fighter we could ever think of, but didn't actually focus. Yeah, because that's what made the Budokai Tenkaichi games good, because the fighting felt better. Now it wasn't perfect, I'll say that, but those games were really fun for fighters.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's why I'm excited for Fighters, Fighter Z, whatever you want to call it, because of the fact that we're getting that 2D style fighting, and it's gonna be very reminiscent and modeled after that.
Capcom.
Yeah, the Marvel vs. Capcom series, and I think it'll work better, especially with the 3v3s. I think it'll be very interesting.
That game's gonna be dope. When I played it at E3, I mean, I was sitting next to someone playing it. It was a good game, bro. Like the combat was fluid. Wasn't many characters we can use, but it was just dope, dude. I enjoyed that, and a little bit of time I played it, I enjoyed that a lot better than Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Infinite was a letdown for me, because I was kind of looking forward to it. I did like the story and the idea of what they were doing with it, but it just felt flat.
I played the beta a lot for Fighters, and like I got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
How did you like the beta? Because for me, I do the netcode was not that great.
The netcode was complete trash.
They can't fuck it up much.
That's just me thinking that it's Arc System. They really haven't made any games to work on Xbox as much besides Blaze Blue, stuff like that.
But Blaze Blue is a great game.
Yeah, it's a great game. It has a great netcode, but I'm just going. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
But I think that's also why they were testing the beta that they put out on Xbox, is that they're trying to fix and make sure that the netcode is
definitely
as good as it can be.
Yeah, definitely.
And quick snippet real quick. Bulma's voice actor is in the game, so that's the last media we'll probably
I heard about that. Love. So one, we know that that the beta test was definitely to stress the netcode, because they definitely want to make sure that it's right, because you got to think, especially with fighters, it doesn't just come down to the hit detection and the fighting itself. It comes down to netcode, because if you have shoddy netcode, then you're going to have fights that are completely just ridiculous, because it's going to be lagging every few seconds, and then you're going to have people that have a better connection or a worse connection, so you're having to keep up with them, and it'll just destroy matches.
But my thoughts on that is, I think that when the game first comes out, it's going to be complete terrible online. Just for the simple
that's a possibility.
Because the simple fact is, it's going to be this game is going to break records. It's going to break records definitely for a fighting game.
I definitely think that, or at least for
because I mean, just think about Arc System, like Guilty Gear and all those games, bro. Like,
I actually do better in Justice too, though. I can see that.
Yeah. See, here's the thing: is as you were mentioning too, is that Arc Systems has always had a really good track record with their fighting games. Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue are some of the best, at least if you want to put it in its own subgenre. Anime style fighters, like, they've always been really top notch. So here they have the license to one of the biggest anime franchises of all time, and they're doing their signature fighting, and hopefully it plays out, because Supra Gee, as you said, you've been to E3, so you got to play with some of the base characters that they had, which I think they were only showing off Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, and
Kid Buu and Cell.
Yeah, they were only showing off 4 or 5 characters, 6 maybe.
I think so. Or no, it's I think it was 7 or 8. I don't know. I wasn't. Man,
it was only a few, and now think that we have a roster that's almost approaching 20 with all the characters that they've been announcing. So we have now 16, 17, 18. Then they announced 21. Then of course we got Kid Buu, we got Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien, Krillin,
Mr. Gohan.
Yeah,
Ginyu, Nappa.
And then of course we got Go Tanks, which I'm really happy about, because I do love Go Tanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've gotten we're getting a lot, and not only that, but they're also gonna have 2 separate character models. So we have regular Goku and Vegeta, then we have Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta.
I thought the Super Saiyan Blue models were only for when they're unleashing a super move or something like that. It's not gonna.
No, they're gonna always be in. They have their own separate characters. Super Saiyan Blue, Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah, they're gonna be separate characters.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're definitely gonna see a lot with them, and definitely doing so here. And here too, we're only about a month out at this point, because it comes out 2 months. January
It's
26th.
gonna be cool, bro. I can't wait, dude. Because you get to play with like Teen Gohan, like Cell Games Gohan. That's sick, dude.
Yeah, and
Dude,
I believe they shown a
That's
new
going on.
character at like the Game Awards of one of these press conferences coming up.
I think they're going to make an announcement at the Game Awards for that, as well as I know that at least for Xbox fans, they're also making an
Android 2
announcement
for
for
it.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, they show Android 21 too. She's a new character.
Yeah, dude. I'm stoked to see that. And two, they're putting in a big story that's being written. I don't think it's by Akira Toriyama. I actually think it's Tori Taro who's actually writing the story for the game to actually put in. And they already said that's going to be a 3-arc.
I hope they do Super Boo
story.
too, man. Now that they already have Majin Buu and Kid Buu, I hope they do Super Boo.
Yeah, they if you saw the trailer for it, basically what they're leading up to is that all the Z fighters have lost their memory, and that they don't remember who they are, and there's clones of all of them that they have to fight through, and they're trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, we take control of them, and they are self-aware that we're taking control of them. It's crazy.
Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting story. So I'm kind of excited for it. Like Fighters has a lot going for it, and it's definitely going to be interesting.
Yep. I think the game's gonna have some pretty decent longevity because, like you guys were saying, like the netcode probably will be horrible in the beginning with everybody buying it and then trying to get on and play it. But then I think as the time goes on for the game, it's gonna just improve and get better because of course, people are gonna drop out from it because of the connectivity issues in the very beginning, and then that's probably when the game's actually gonna shine.
Yeah, and then and of course with like fighting games, typically fighting games, besides if you like fighting games to do yourself, are always good party games because you get a big group together, then y'all do LAN tournaments. But that's always what we did growing up with like Tekken 3 and 4 back in the day.
Yeah, I just checked the rosters at 22 right now.
Yeah, I can't
22.
Yeah, I think the final. I think the final is going to be like 25, 26. I think the final roster is like.
Of course, it is because they're going to hit us with some kind of microtransaction, bro. Don't forget.
Of course.
Well, I mean,
or season pass.
Well, they already announced that there is going to be a season pass, that they are going to be.
So there's more characters coming.
That's fine with me.
Along with that.
And that's fine because if since it's Arc Systems, Arc Systems is definitely one who I'd put and even with like Bandai, like they always do really good with more characters, but a lot of the stuff that they do also remember, especially with like Japanese developers, a lot of it's always microtransactions for cosmetics because the Japanese love cosmetics, man. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they love them. They definitely do.
Yeah, they love dressing up. So like their microtransactions are completely different than what we would see here in the States and in Europe.
I'm just looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Now, another big announcement for a series that's all near and dear to us. Bandai Namco made the announcement for the new Hero Aka game that they're making.
Oh yes, yes! Gotta dig up since for a while.
So the tease that they showed us of the egg in the microwave did pan out to be My Hero Academia, and it was announced, and it's going to be out on PS4 and Switch only.
That's the downside, but
it is.
It's cool, but I also think it's going to be very similar to Burning Blood.
I hope so, but here's my issue with it because like I'm happy for everyone that the announcement was for because one, My Hero Academia has just been a worldwide phenomenon. And PS4, obviously, top selling console, great that they get it. Of course, it's another Japanese company that's supporting a Japanese console. Great. I'm happy for them. Switch getting some additional support from a big third party like Bandai, that's great. But the fact that they didn't release it and announce it for Xbox is what kind of made me mad because of the fact that one, My Hero Academia has literally been such a huge phenomenon that it would have sold. Yeah, it would have sold no matter what because people love My Hero Academia, just like people still love Naruto, just like people still love One Piece. Out of the original big three, My Hero has literally taken over globally. Not just in Japan, it's big here in the US.
I totally understand that, but like just how when Ninja Storm first came out, it was only on PS3, and I understand the only way Microsoft may have got it if they had to reach out personally to get it, and I personally don't agree with that.
Yeah, but here's the thing too, is that Bandai has released plenty of games before on the Xbox. You know, we had Dark Souls, we have Code Vein coming out, like of course we have Tekken 7 and a bunch of other big Bandai games. Why wouldn't they release this one for a anime series that is just a phenomenon worldwide? Like ever since
I only have excuses. I only gotta have excuses saying like some of the developers probably don't know how to completely work with Microsoft, I guess.
Yeah. And you know that's fine because as we've seen with what Phil Spencer's done with some of the big Japanese companies that are bringing stuff over, that they'll send their own personnel out there to help them show how to code.
Do that,
like
so.
Like a couple steps behind for some reason.
Yeah, so it's like that's one of those things that you know, I'm not mad that the other systems are getting it. I'm mad that Bandai chose to withhold this from Xbox. Like I'm glad PS4.
I think Phil's gonna step in because, I mean,
he needs to because he needs to because
dude, My Hero Academia is too big. It's too big for him to not know that there's already probably some backlash.
I don't know.
That's like the version of PUBG at this point.
But I don't see this. The game is gonna be good, but I don't see it being like crazy good. I just see.
I mean. But here we've seen the tease for
it. It's gonna sell numbers, bro.
Yeah, it is gonna sell numbers on
good or not. It's gonna move. Like I see a million easy, bro.
Yeah, like, and because of think of the fact too with what Super G is right. It is gonna move numbers because of the name. Look at when the old Dragon Ball games came out. Some of them were bad. You know, Budokai in the beginning wasn't a phenomenal fighter as it did when it progressed on, but it sold a lot because of the fact that it was a Dragon Ball game. That's why Xenoverse 1
alone sells, bro.
Exactly. That's why Xenoverse 1 and 2, despite being very subpar games, still sell because of the fact that Dragon Ball is still so huge and they
hell, why do you think I bought them?
Yeah.
They ain't good games, but I still bought them
too, but I don't know. I don't see Phil or anybody stepping in for this game. I can see like you know the rumor with Devil May Cry. I see them stepping in for stuff like that, but
I don't know. Like honestly, like they
step in my area. I think so because they want everything on everything. So this is if it's so easy for them to get it, which I think it is, because I mean, all they gotta do is go over there and talk to them.
They gonna have to like really toss money to get something that the other consoles are like guaranteed to get because it's Japanese.
Yeah, it's either like a cultural issue or like a financial issue. Not for Microsoft's side, because either they chose not to bring an Xbox because they want to support Sony and Switch first, or just they feel like Kobe's not money. He's like, nah, we ain't going for that shit. That's probably why he lost it.
And
either that or who broke the news of this game coming out, because maybe that person is just biased towards Xbox. I only mentioned those two consoles too.
No, it came officially from Bandai.
V-Jump.
V-Jump made it. So they officially partnered with V-Jump to make the announcement because they had teased it for like the past month with the photo of the egg in the microwave, and then they made it during the last new update of V-Jump.
See, I understand Sony like funded the game to get development to actually make sure get pushed out there, but it's coming out of Switch as well. So I'm like, I can't believe that theory.
But you gotta realize they're both Switch and Sony. They're like crazy. They do crazy numbers in Japan. And China.
Their home team basically.
And that is a very big point. Is that it is a big Japanese supporting big Japanese. However, the irony of it is that it's a Japanese company supporting nationalist Japanese companies about a series that's not about being on the same team. It's literally about getting stronger about the individual now.
Yeah.
They must not be aware of how popular My Hero is in the States, bro.
I think they're not looking at that. I think they're just looking at like the base consoles, like the sales in there, like for PlayStation is huge. We all know that, but like
at least they're focusing on what Japan. At least they're focusing on the sales in Japan.
Yeah, they're really looking at global level.
And that's what I'm saying is
100,000 Xboxes or even less in Japan in total. Like, so they're like, why make
that's what they're looking at. That's basically what they're looking at.
But like I said, man, look at Dark Souls having been a big seller for like globally, especially here in the States, on both sides. That Dark Souls has been one of those big things. Tekken 7's been another one of those big things. Like it isn't something that isn't going to sell. I mean, look at Code Vein, the anime Dark Souls, which is another big game coming from Bandai.
The only thing I can say is hopefully this game does successful, so later on we can get it.
Yeah, I want it to succeed and I want it to be good. I hope it is, a phenomenal open world game set in the Hero Aka universe, because the fact that My Hero is just phenomenal. It is great. It gets me in the feels every time. I can't help but cry for Deku, no matter what, win or fail. Like, it always gets to me.
Yeah, I'm playing good PS4 anyway, so it's just kind of a bummer. But I'll play good games anywhere. It doesn't matter to me.
Exactly. That's the way to do it.
It's just a little disappointing.
Yeah, there's losing some money too.
All right, now let's see here. Now we got those good things out. Let's talk about some TV and some movies that we're all excited for. I know Soul, you and Hero, or you and Op there, have been super ecstatic about Stranger Things too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That show is popping.
Oh yeah.
It was only like 2 grabs of the show, but other than that, it was really good.
Oh yeah, like I absolutely love the second season. It's good to see the group back together, seeing everything that they're doing. It's been absolutely phenomenal. I love the nostalgia to the 80s. Just everything about that show is just absolutely amazing.
Like after I finished watching the show, I just kept looking at like theories, videos, and shit like that. Like,
yeah. Bob is person of the year for me. He's person of the year.
Yeah, he is. I retweeted that on Twitter. I was like, yeah, he is definitely the person of the year. Like he has to be.
Yeah, I love that they expanded on the relationships for a lot of the characters. Seeing 11 and
you talking about Mike?
The sheriff.
No, yeah, sheriff. My mind's blanking out right now. But 11 and Mike, their relationship together. Yeah, Hop.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, but seeing 11 and Hop kind of grow into that daughter-father style figure, it's really great, because the fact that one, you already seen that they're very polar against each other because of one, everything Hop's been through and everything 11's been through, but still seeing them in those sweet, tender moments together is just very heartwarming, as well as that 11 still, so cares deeply about Mike and everything. Seeing that relationship kind of be there and get to play out has always been great. And, seeing how everyone, changes throughout the season, seeing how Dustin and Lucas are wanting to chase after the new girl.
Yeah, I love that little segment.
Yeah, I like how Dustin and Steve basically became brothers. That's like his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta say Hopper, he's dead a year because he raised a daughter that could easily kill his ass, bro. No father can do that. At least very few can do that.
Yeah. But out of the group, dude, Dustin is my favorite, because Dustin acts just as wild and out as I do. Because especially when he got his new teeth, and now he's just like, hey, she's gonna like these.
Every time. He shined completely in that season.
Oh yeah, and he's just, whenever he's always out some freaks out, all you hear is shit every time, just from him.
Yeah, he's really drawing the teeth.
But yeah, dude, seeing him and Steve,
I love Stranger Things, bro.
Oh yeah, man, it's great, and the memes alone that show can create so much, and just seeing all the jokes about it, and just seeing, of course, that Steve is now a very supportive mother of 5 children.
Steve is the best, man. He's the GOAT, man.
Yeah. Steve is something else, man. But I'm glad that, because like in the first season, at first he was kind of a dick, and then he started coming around at the end of it, and now seeing him really shine this season is great. Like, I'm glad that they already confirmed it for season 3, because they'd be stupid not to. They'd honestly be stupid not to.
Completely stupid. Yeah.
And seeing how it goes from there, like I cannot wait for what they're doing. And I'm glad that they kept the continuity in a lot of things, especially with think of everything that happened in the Upside Down, and with Will, seeing that, he spent an entire week in there alone trying to survive against the Demogorgon. It's good that he didn't come out of it, completely like unscathed. That's going to have an effect, especially on a kid like that.
Oh yeah, that'll fuck up anybody who ever experienced that.
Exactly. So it's good to see that.
They even gave shine to the video game Dragon Slayer and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and of course the good old Good old D&D.
Yeah, it was GOAT. That show, man, is amazing.
Yeah. And I even watched it with my old man. And when he saw Will's mom, he's like, "Is that Winona Ryder?" He's like, "Man, she looks." He's like, "Man, she looks different here." I was just like, "Yes, buddy." And he got into it because he was just like, "Man, exactly." Him and my mom were watching. They're just like, "Man, this takes us back," because it's the middle of the '80s. They were like in their teens and early 20s during this time, so they were able to enjoy it. So it's definitely a show.
Right? Definitely culture.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, it's definitely one of those things because especially for youngins like us, we always talk about how the '80s would be so cool and how we love retro stuff. Then actually getting to see it with our parents who actually lived through, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. Remember that."
I lived through the '80s.
It bridges. Yeah. All right, Super G, show your age there, bro.
Oh, that's my fault.
It is what it is, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, it really is one of those shows that kind of bridges that gap, that time barrier, and able to be enjoyable from both.
And it has an awesome soundtrack. I own the soundtrack.
Oh,
bro.
God, man, the soundtrack.
The intro theme right there.
So
I heard
great.
it, I just can't stop listening to it, bro.
Yeah, the soundtrack. I be driving down the street bumping that thing, dude. What is he listening to? Like,
exactly.
Like, you have no idea, man. It's his life.
This is life right here.
They missing out.
Keeping things strange up in here.
And it was crazy because I was at Costco, and Costco has those long lines when you're trying to get gas, bro. So I'm just like, I had my sunroof, I had like my windows down, playing that, and the actual theme came on, and the person who was like walking the pumps for Costco stopped and looked and was like, he just pointed at me and started smiling, dude. I was like,
you know. So what would y'all all give this season if y'all had to give it a 1 out of 10 or 1 to 10? What would y'all rate it?
Shit, I give it 9. I gotta give it like a 9.5, man. It's nothing I didn't like about it.
Like a 9 for me.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it, but so far it's up there, bro. It's like probably like a 9.5, 9. Yeah. I'm just telling you, bro. I haven't finished it, but like when I watch it, bro, I'm just all smiles. Like,
right.
It's crazy. Yeah, like, nothing's even happening on the show for me to be smiling like that, and I'm just smiling like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, as soon as the first episode launched, dude, and they were at the little arcade, I was just all smiles like a kid.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's like surreal. It sounds crazy, bro, to be that excited for like this little show, bro. But dude, like,
and now we got like a whole year, man.
Yeah, but still, man, that's I agree. I think it's a group consensus here that if we had to give it a rating, it'd be about 9.5. So great show. If you haven't watched it, definitely. Solid, it is solid. It is really great.
They have that new show coming on too. That says it can touch our Stranger Things itch, bro. I guess it's called Dark. So I'm gonna look into that one.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. We'll have to definitely look into that. Yeah. Now, speaking of Netflix shows, Punisher.
Oh God.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple episodes ago. We saw the trailer for it, and everyone was hyped. I know I was the most hyped for it because, man, I love the Punisher. He's always been one of my favorite anti-heroes, right next to Deadpool, except with Deadpool, he's comedic. With Punisher, he's no nonsense, and that's what I always loved about it. And when we first saw John Berthenel pick up the mantle of the Punisher back in Daredevil season 2, he was just amazing with it. He played the sociopathic, broken Frank Castle really well. He didn't want any, drug dealers, no criminals left on the street. He did that right. He was a great counter to Charlie Cox's Daredevil, and seeing those two kind of interact, and he did it phenomenally. Seeing him get his own show was only even better, and just seeing what he did with that character is phenomenal. Seeing the story fleshed out and seeing that, one, he killed off everyone who was involved back then, and then really seeing that, what happened to lead to what happened to his family. Because and the story of where he gets started, it's always been the same. Either his family is killed either as a hit, or they get caught in an accidental drug deal, or all sorts of things. Yep. But they told the story fairly right with his origins, with his family being killed, except they changed it where he was now an ex-Marine, which he's always been, but he got part of an operation that was led by, a CIA agent who was completely doing some shady stuff. And then when he got out, they said, no, you can't talk. and then killed his family and tried to kill him. You know, it was phenomenal in the way that they told the story, and then they changed up how it came about. You know, how he interacted, and they introduced Microchip. You know, or Micro as he was going by the story, which was his partner. It was his guy in the chair. If you want to go Spider-Man on it, and seeing those two, like the dynamic between those two characters, because they definitely changed Microchip's personality. It was awesome. I loved seeing the bond that was forming between those two throughout the entire season. It was well developed. The personalities were great. You can see why Micro was doing what he did, and after a while, he started to understand why Frank only chooses to kill. And at some points, he was just like, you know what? You want that?
I can see it. Tell you no. Yeah, I can't tell you no.
He's like, I can't tell you no. He's like, I understand where you're coming from. Do it. And then, you know, Micro had that effect back on Frank, where he's like, sometimes I don't want to kill. You know, he could have easily killed, you know, several people. Yeah, he got his revenge on definitely the few that deserved it. But there was a few where he definitely could have, that he resisted because of the fact that he knew what he had to do.
Yeah, I personally think, like, I would have gave my favorite Netflix adaptation one of these shows. I would have gave it to Luke, but it got really dry at the very end.
It did definitely slow down.
Honestly, The Punisher is my favorite show that's on Netflix. That from Marvel.
Yeah, it's definitely and it's not being given. You know, it's not receiving the ratings like Daredevil season 1 did. That Luke.
But that's something of a whole bigger thing, bro. I think with all the violence going on around the world, that's why that's being depicted that way and scored and rated that way. Like because that. I mean, look how they attacked that Last of Us trailer, bro. A trailer for a video game. They attacked that for its violence, and it's like,
and
everything's like insensitive. Let's look at the rainbow type stuff right now.
And we can definitely go into all that politics. But the thing is, the Punisher as a character is a political standout character. He goes against the law. He does what he feels that needs to be done that no one else will do. He's not. You know, he's not going to follow the law and due process. He is the due process. His gun is the judge, and his bullet is the executioner. He's always stood for that. Yeah, they did play a lot on some big social topics. I won't deny that. You know, with the gun control, and then
they needed
seeing
it fit with the story.
It fit with the story, and it understood because it showed a darker side. Because these are real things. You know, there are soldiers that are coming back that have that. You know, they are shell-shocked, PTSD now, whatever it's going to be called, that sometimes they feel safer in the war than being out of it. You know, sometimes they lose themselves out there, and, you know, it's hard for them to adjust back. And, you know, some of them go off the deep end, whether to themselves or to others. And that side story with the young kid, you know, and everything, it made sense. It played into everything. And, you know, it showed people are trying to help people who've been there, but you know, sometimes you can't pull someone back once they're not there.
Yeah, you know, they gave a good analogy when they talk about the person in the hole. It kept on telling us about that. It was great. I loved it.
And it was phenomenal. Like it definitely deserved more, but I'm glad that it was still getting the well received reception that it was. It was definitely great, and it definitely deserved more. But I'm glad it still was well received. It's phenomenal. I'm glad how John Berthenel really played the character. They really showed that broken side of Frank and how he's trying to find that line of, you know, he likes fighting. He is home when he's fighting, but he misses his family. And he thinks he's doing it for his family, but sometimes he's doing it just because he feels right if he's not shooting at somebody.
Yeah, I find it weird too with this show how people get mad at it saying it's not violent enough. I'm seeing like he killed everybody he needed to kill in like Daredevil season 2.
Yeah,
people were saying it wasn't violent. What?
Yeah,
like there was some like those gunfight scenes. Like alone seeing what happened in Kandahar when they attacked the that place out there, that compound, and they got ambushed. Seeing him go one-man army against all those dudes and just be completely covered head to toe and just drenched in blood, like that was awesome.
He shot people face off with shotguns. Like
exactly, bro.
Like at point blank. And then he was fighting off dudes with machetes. Like, come on, bro.
Like, he was doing some shit I would never like. He was like, I remember the scene where he's in a hotel, in and like the girl got kidnapped and they went down the elevator. They went down the elevator and the guy started shooting at him. And he just rolled over the body and picked it up and used it as a shield. I was like, holy shit.
That was right there, bro. I would not thought I was gonna shot right there.
And then look at the fight out in the power base when they attacked him, how he had all those traps and how the guns just planted everywhere and he was like firing. He had the gunpowder and the light bulb that acted as a flash and a shred, and then he ran up on the dude, shot him close, then grabbed the shotgun and just walked around blasting everyone.
Yeah, shooting people heads off with the shotgun. I was like, I don't like the video game was more graphic than that, if y'all want to be real. But
yeah, but still, I mean, like it was phenomenally gory the way that it should have been.
Yeah, it was great. There are no complaints about it. Like there was really no complaints I can make about that.
Yeah,
exactly. Now, we want to talk about something that wasn't given the love that it should have been. Justice League.
That's my movie of the year right now.
They hating on it, man. They hating on it, dog.
It's ridiculous.
I know they hating on it. And here's the thing. Like I told y'all, I was going in with tempered expectations because I didn't think it was going to be great with everything that led up. And as I stated before, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was enjoyable. I liked what they did with some of the things, but I do have my complaints with it. It didn't deserve the hate that it was getting, like the 35s and 30s and scores like that.
It wasn't perfect at the same time.
Exactly. It wasn't a major knockout. Unfortunately, for a lot of people that did see it and are talking about it, is that the conversation right now is that it's good, it's enjoyable, but it's not memorable. It's not something you want to talk about. It was just kind of watchable. The conversation is it's not bad. And that's not what you want. You want it to be like so excitable that everyone's talking about it. Right now, everyone that's talking about it is just like, well, it wasn't unwatchable.
It was all right. That's
exactly. It's not Batman versus Superman. That's the conversation. Is that it's not Batman versus Superman. Yeah. And like I said, and here's the thing: the visuals were really good, and a lot of the fight choreography at certain scenes, it was really well done. However, there was some missteps, like the very first scene when you see Wonder Woman dodge the bullet. The bullet's already passing her by the time Gal Gadot is turning. Like that's nothing on her part though. That's an editing issue.
Yeah, that was weird. That was a weird shot.
There was a lot of scenes where the fights were visually like phenomenal. The fight choreography was great, but there was also a lot of scenes where the interaction between the characters were kind of just throwaways and like it's not really
that fight in the Batcave.
I think a lot of that. That is because it's so much cut out of the movie though, man. When you actually hear about how much was cut out, you're just like,
and then you hear the rumors about Zack Snyder's cut and what he was going for.
Was it like 3 hours long initially?
Originally something like that. And then you can see where they re-edited and reshot a lot of the stuff when Joss Whedon came in. And you could see Joss Whedon's effect on the movie. Like a lot of scenes are more comedic when they shouldn't be. And the way that they portrayed some of the characters is a little off. I like Jason Momoa's take on Aquaman because it's the more newer version of Aquaman. He's more confident. He's a skilled fighter. He can do a lot. He's not just a man who needs to be in water.
I think that Aquaman would like definitely work on screen because nobody really cares about Aquaman. Besides, like nobody really cares about Aquaman.
Yeah, and the way that they were showing him,
they don't care about him. They don't know enough about him, man. Everybody thinks he's just a man in water.
He's just a man who can talk to fish. Yeah,
man. Green ties and orange ties.
But as we've seen in the more recent comics, is that Arthur is a skilled fighter. He's the king of Atlantis for a reason. Yeah, and we got to see some of that.
And he's had great battles underwater, dude. So like,
yeah.
I don't know that movie and the little bit they showed of Aquaman, like in the water, whenever Steppenwolf went down there and they were fighting that water combat and their water, like they say like their graphics for their CG, it looks amazing. So that gives me hope for the actual Aquaman
movie. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and that's what I'm hoping.
Amber Heard is Mirror. Oh my gosh, bro.
Exactly. And Aquaman, I have hopes for. We already seen Wonder Woman with what they've done with her is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I like the actor.
I didn't like the villain too much, but I'll let that go.
Yeah, I like the actor. I like the actor who played Vic Stone. He played Cyborg very well. He did kind of capture a little bit.
I was waiting.
He didn't have as much.
The entire time.
He didn't have as much of the humor as we've seen with Cyborg, but that also comes later.
Yeah,
so they still have.
Yeah, he's still struggling with the becoming of Cyborg. That's the thing.
Exactly.
So more comfortable with being Cyborg and being comfortable as that's who he is now, and just being that.
We've seen exactly.
Yeah, with the armor upgrade and everything.
That's why I like the portrayal that they had of Cyborg. Now
I love the Flash.
I love the Flash. I didn't like the Flash because the fact that they made him. They took the humor of Wally West's Flash.
That's not
Wally West. No, I know it's not Wally West, but the way that they portrayed the Flash is they took the humor of Wally West
and they took more like Wally West. But he was Barry Allen, which didn't make any sense.
Exactly, and they took that.
And then
I gotta disagree though. I gotta disagree because the Wally West that I know is y'all probably thinking about the TV show Wally West, but the Wally West I know he's super cocky. He's sarcastic. He's an asshole.
But the humor from Wally is the most notable, is what I'm saying. But he had a reason to be. Remember that Wally West was a Flash that people known for nearly 40 years because Barry Allen
that we got in there, he was weird. He was social.
Yeah,
weird.
but that's what I'm saying. That the Barry Allen that we had in there. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that they also mixed him with Wally and made it awkward because they tried to take the humor of Wally with the social awkwardness of Barry and then also at the same time make him a little bit seemingly autistic because of how he talks about certain things. And it made it awkward to see how
I don't know. To me, the most awkward thing was how not to go anything against Ezra Miller because he's an awesome actor, but how young he seemed compared to the rest of the cast.
Yeah,
like that was weird to me seeing that. I don't know if anybody
like 20. He's supposed to be.
I can see that, but also because
Batman was like 50 years old. Everyone else was all older, but then his Flash was like a teenager. It's like he should also still look like more like he was in his mid-20s at least, bro. He looked like he just fresh out of high school.
So.
Yeah,
like he looked at how Tom Holland's Spider-Man looks when he signed up with the Avengers. He shouldn't look that way. Not if Batman's that old already.
I'm fine with it.
What's funny?
It's fine, but it was just weird looking at that. And
like I said, it's nothing against Ezra Miller. It's how they writ their version of Barry. Now, once we see the Flash movie, and I get a better sense of him, we'll see from there. But from my perception so far for the movie, I didn't like him too much. He's not bad by any means, but it's just not what I would expect from Barry and how they portrayed him. But we'll see more once we see the Flash movie. And not only
that, dynamics with the characters was awesome.
His dynamic, that's the shining point, is that the humor between the way he worked with the characters was what was good. My only real big complaint is the running. Like he looked more like he was
the end running pissed me off. The end running with his feet crossing this shit. I was like, no. Why did they do this? That pissed me.
Because, like I said, it looked like he was ice skating more than he was actually running.
Me personally, like I ran track in high school and college.
Yeah, that'll piss you off.
That shit pissed me off so much. Like I got so mad.
But you know what it is? It's coming from a person that don't run real life. Bro.
Yeah,
but I mean, come on, like the over exaggerated, like
arms like that real life though.
Yeah, right, like. The way he runs,
he was really ice
when he runs, everything was off, bro.
Really
ice and everything.
He almost was running like LeVar Ball. Come on, like let's get real. Like
I was like, yo, they should have at least had this man do like a couple like training or something. Learn how to run, please. Yeah. Like that is terrible. Like,
who co-signed that shit? That is a movie for real. Who co-signed that shit?
Yeah, but there was definitely some scenes that were changed up and kind of made awkward, like the whole still with bringing Superman back, why he was angry, because he came back for the dead, but still it was very, why is he still angry and attacking literally everyone for all of 5 minutes?
I didn't even care. I was like, yo, this seems cold. Like,
it was definitely cold, but like I said, that's
what he was supposed to be like in the black suit and everything and doing all that. So.
And that was
all on Snyder, or not Snyder, but Whedon, and I think that's why like the backlash is so heavy on him, because you can see his cuts and you see his changes and they don't fit at some points, and you're just like, what?
And that's what's killed the movie, is that you can definitely see Whedon's effect and where Snyder is. You can definitely see the two, and the back and forth between some of the scenes is very polarizing in it, as well as they didn't set Steppenwolf up as a good villain. Don't get me wrong, he was badass throughout the movie, but Steppenwolf, especially at the end, seemed more like a whiny little mad exile than the badass leader general of Apocalypse that he's supposed to be. Steppenwolf is literally who Darkseid sends out to conquer worlds. He's a badass. And what they made him out in the movie is not the badass that we know.
Yeah, it was cool seeing Superman overpower him for the time being, but like I felt it was too soon for me doing that.
Yeah.
I don't care because Superman was so OP, and that's what I wanted. Because if I ever Superman, he got punked, bro.
He came out like, yo, y'all need some help, and started wrecking shit. I was like, okay.
Yeah, dude, he was like, and that's what Superman is the Hulk of the team, and he looked like that, bro. He looked like that team looked like they couldn't do anything, just like the Avengers look like they can't do anything without Hulk, bro. Like,
see, and the worst part is that they made Batman like feel like he's not the badass.
Trash. Exactly. Yeah, it's not the route line of this movie.
But he old as shit. You gotta realize he old as shit.
But even still, we've seen.
So he was old shit bad for Superman. He was still fighting back.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But even still, though, we've seen that version of Batman. We've seen the Dark Knight. We've seen the old movies or the old comics, as well as even the Dark Knight animated movies, where we've seen an older Batman. He still can fight like a badass. Like this, like.
He was fighting his ass with the dude. He was more into his tech of his machines and like using that instead of getting out.
But exactly,
handicapping him basically.
But the way he moved around looked awesome though. His cuts, like when he was like on top of the building before he caught that demon, whatever it was.
Yeah,
the way he was moving and everything was sick, dude. Like
but that's what I'm saying though, is that he's doing great in a lot of those things. But I mean, Batman couldn't take down one parademon when he was fighting when they were in the plant. Like, come on, we know that's bullshit. That's not Batman, no matter any age. Because even Batman in the comics right now, he's still in his mid 40s.
Oh no, Batman Beyond, he had to shoot somebody.
Okay, Batman Beyond is what, and when he's like 80,
75 years old, bro.
Yeah, like, but still. Batman in the comics is in his mid 40s and maybe early 50s because we know Dick Grayson's at least in his 20s when he's Nightwing. So don't even go there, bro.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree. Well, you know what? I would have rather them show me less of Batman fighting because I don't know if they did that as an aspect to show everyone else fighting and to spotlight them because they hadn't had a movie yet or they hadn't been out yet. Because I mean, they showed a lot of Aquaman's fighting, Flash running and pushing people, and of course everybody loves to see Wonder Woman slide on the ground everywhere and fight. And then Cyborg. So I think they were just trying to use that as a plateau to show them off because we already seen Batman beat Superman's ass, you know, like in the last movie, and then we also seen Batman beat the crap out of those thugs. And one of the dopest fight scenes I've seen in a superhero movie, like him coming in and beating the hell out of those guys.
I know a few people talked about it, is that Batman didn't feel like Batman. He felt more like.
And then we don't know what got cut out
Stark.
The movie too.
Yeah,
it's hard to say, bro. Because like I'm telling you, like I don't know if you guys read what was cut out, but it's just so much of it cut out that evolved around Batman too. Even like the whole with the lanterns coming out and stuff like that. Like the initial fight scene with Superman when he came back.
Yeah,
and he was talking, and like the whole thing about him calling Alfred and saying like bring Plan B. It wasn't supposed to be Lois Lane. It was supposed to be the lanterns, bro. They were supposed to come, which.
Oh my gosh! What the fuck?
And see that in the first scene when they're talking about the mother boxes that the Green Lanterns were there to help during the fight against Steppenwolf originally, so it makes sense that they would have came in. But man, like I said,
earlier in the movie it was supposed to be a part where Bruce Wayne was supposed to have like a dream. You know how he has his weird dreams or whatever that's like images of the future and whatnot. Well, they said like visions or whatever. He was supposed to have one of those and. He was supposed to wake up and then like go to his window because you know how his home now is like on like this little river.
That was supposed to be the end scene. That was supposed to be the end credit, and he's gonna see the green lights. Yeah, he's gonna see the green lights. Flashing and shit.
Yeah, but they said like earlier. I guess he was supposed to have like a vision in the movie earlier that was gonna that they were gonna come to him and speak to him and tell him of what's coming. And then that's how, like, I guess that Plan B thing was supposed to be all brought about. I had this whole list of it, dude. I'll send you guys a link when I get a chance.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next time. But man, like I said, they made a lot of changes.
Maybe the director's cut would probably be like pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're gonna get that
minutes, bro.
We're not gonna get a lot of that, but we're gonna get a lot of like some more shit.
Snyder's cut.
Well, It's gonna be something, man. Like I said,
it's gonna be called the Snyder's Cut, like you said. I think.
I just personally, I just don't think it.
Like I said, and here's the real thing about it.
I've seen worse movies, bro.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, but it wasn't bad by any means. No. It could have definitely been a lot worse.
Y'all remember when the Hulk was fighting his father and like, come on.
Yeah, that movie was trash, bro. But oh my gosh, that movie was so those big dog things and like Hulk growing inside the building. I don't know if we're watching Hulk or like the early form of the Rampage movie that's gonna come out. Yeah. Like, what is this?
That's better than this.
Here's the thing.
And that CG in that movie was bad. They talk about the Justice League CG. That CG was horrible, man. Like,
well, you also gotta think that was CG back in the early.
But it was horrible then. Like it was.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that it was horrible then. But
no, because you can't say that because there were movies back then that had decent CG. That was not decent at all.
That was just bad. That was just bad.
I know. But that's what I'm saying is that you have something 10 years later with the new CG tricks that we have now, and it still came out pretty bad.
It wasn't that bad though. Justice League wasn't that bad.
I know. And that's what I'm saying.
I think that mustache thing made everything seem like it was bad.
But they pushed that out of proportion. If nobody never knew about that mustache thing, nobody would have never like known.
No, that's not true,
bro. I noticed it. Like,
and I seen the first scene. That fool's face looked weird. I was like, why does this fool's face look like that? It looks like I swear, like a hologram was like. He didn't even like himself, bro.
I didn't notice it. Like, yeah, I was like.
I was like, I didn't know anything going into that movie. I didn't know anything about the mustache, bro. But that first scene when the movie first came on, and he's like right there, and I was sitting next to my friends, and I was like, dude, why does this face look weird? I was like, did he get facial work? I was like, what?
That's true, but but then after the scenes after that, he didn't look.
Yeah, you couldn't really tell.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, it's the media blew out of proportion to put that movie more.
They did. But like I said, the movie itself is not bad by any means, but it wasn't a knockout. Like if I gave it a score, like I told you, it'd be a 7.5. Yeah, a 7 or 7.5. It was still a solid movie.
I'm giving that shit 80. I don't care. Aquaman that cast was awesome, and like
But here's the thing
to me, it exceeded my expectations because, like, don't get me wrong, I liked Batman vs Superman, but I have to admit that movie was so flawed in so many different areas.
All right,
you know, So by that, I didn't have much of like this idea of a great movie I was going into. I was like, I'm going to this movie because I wasn't even sold on the trailers of that movie. I just wanted to see all of them together. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So, that's exactly how I felt about it.
So since I was already like kind of like. I kind of felt the way I felt going into that movie. Like I thought it was gonna be a okay movie, but that movie exceeded my expectations because it was better than an okay movie to me. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with it.
I got you. But yeah, like I said, it just felt like at the end of it all, there was just no final payoff. Like I get that everyone's getting the solo films, but it looks like it's gonna set more in the past, like before the movie. There's no setup for after what's coming now.
I think it's gonna be after. I think it's gonna be after this takes place.
The movies take place after this movie.
Are they gonna take it after?
I think they're gonna. Yeah, I think the huge thing we have to look into is the fact that they kept changing the Flash movie, and the Flash movie is gonna be a Flashpoint. So maybe because
they're gonna change the whole universe.
Exactly, yes, but there's no definitive, and that's the problem. Is that it's not setting up for anything definitive on what they're gonna do.
I think the Flash movie is gonna change a whole lot of shit.
Yes, that's what I think. Whole dynamic. So I think they are aware because I mean they're not stupid, dude. They're not. They hear what the fans are saying. They hear that we know that they need to not rush it to catch up to Marvel and Avengers. I mean, look, it took Marvel like 18 movies to get where they are now.
They're on 18 will be in February with Black Panther after 10 years.
So I'm looking at the Flash movie as a reset, big ass
reset button, right?
Yeah,
that's what I think too. Let's use that to
let's hope with that reset that they do a lot of things right, and because they really need to pull into
the only thing I asked for the Flash movie is they actually showed the Flashpoint universe where I see Batman as Bruce Wayne's dad.
Thomas Wayne, yeah.
Thomas Wayne,
that'd be sick, dude. Like to see him on Grizzled and kicking ass, like that'd be dope. But yeah, I think that Flashpoint is gonna be a launching point for them actually getting it right, bro. Because the whole dynamic of Batman vs Superman, and then now Justice League with Steppenwolf already coming out. Basically, their next movie should be Darkseid already. which it shouldn't be because nothing's set up to get to that. Like
exactly,
it happened too fast.
Exactly.
Definitely more.
Happened way too fast. So it's like, look how long it took them to get to Thanos and the whole thing. But like these fools are going to be at Dark Side pretty much at their third movie. Like no way.
And with the build up to Thanos for Infinity War, it's been something that they've been slow building, and each movie has added to Thanos, but at the same time they focused on their own villain in each movie. That's what they need to do. If they're going to tease Darkseid and everything else, make sure that one, you focus on the film being about the film and the story, but that it's all leading back to Darkseid. Tease it. You don't need to make him the main villain of everything, and everything else is just a side plot.
Yeah, that's very true. I agree with that. But like,
you know what I think? I think they should do from here on. I mean, the whole Josh Whedon thing and what they said, they fired him, and then they fired him from the Batgirl movie because you know how he was going to do the Batgirl movie.
Yeah,
that's
I don't think they should have did that, and I think what they should do is partner him more with Snyder, because what we all seen with Snyder is that he could make awesome fight scenes. His sound effects are great, but he can't direct worth a damn. He's like a Michael Bay. Let's be honest, bro. Like, his directing ability is not really that great.
Yeah, let him handle visuals.
Exactly. Let him do visuals. Let him work on all the fight scenes, the choreographed fight scenes, all the visuals, and let Josh Whedon do the story. Because Josh Whedon knows how to make a story when it consists of many characters. He know how to give them their spotlight in their time.
Exactly.
And that's what Zack Snyder can't do, because he can't do that with a single damn actor, bro. Like, I mean, I just look back at his movies he's done, like from the 300, which was a great movie visually, but like story was trash. Immortal is the same thing, visually stunning, bro. Like everything he's done has been visually awesome. Even The Watchmen was visually awesome, bro. The story was all over the place. I still understood the story and I liked it. It was all over the place. But those fight scenes, bro, that first fight scene when you have Ozymandias attacking what's his name? And the beginning of the movie when he throws him out of the window, like that fight scene was
when he was fighting with the comedian.
Exactly, like that fight scene, dude, like set me up for that movie. Like, had that fight scene not happened in that movie, I would probably have checked out.
Or basically every Rorschach fight throughout the entire movie.
Been like, what the fuck?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, he know how to have scripted fight scenes, and the sound effects, the punches sound like they hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but everything else he can't do.
Bro, he can't. He's Michael Bay. Michael Bay make all these epic action scenes.
Like, those two work great together. Like, even
I think, I agree that they would be phenomenal together.
They don't even know they work great together, but they do. Like,
But speaking of Thanos,
hang on. Paper, they look like.
Speaking of Thanos, who saw the Infinity War trailer?
Oh yeah, it was godlike. It was godlike.
That's put a smile on my face, man. I was like, oh shit, he's going in right now.
Can I just say, I told you I have the unpopular idea, but look, check it. I didn't like Wakanda being wrecked up, bro. I was also pissed already. I was like,
I don't think Wakanda. See, it didn't look
they're getting wrecked. Like,
no. I don't think that Wakanda's getting wrecked. I think that they're just being invaded by Thanos.
Well, the war looks like it's taking place more on Wakanda than anything. That's just gonna get wrecked. Bro. Look what happened to New York City and all these other places. Anytime the Avengers are there, bro, come on.
Look, I don't know if Wakanda's gonna get wrecked, but that scene of all the Avengers running, and you had all the Wakandan warriors behind them charging to fight Thanos' robots. Like, oh my god, bro!
Yeah,
we just got Wakanda.
I just think that Wakanda's gonna get thrashed. It's a bad thing. I'm just
it's gonna be in rehab in the movie and shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna see. Luckily, Black Panther takes place first. We're gonna see Black Panther. We're gonna see Wakanda in all its beautiful glory, and then we're gonna see that beautiful glory get wrecked. That's just what it is.
Hey man, everything else is gonna get wrecked. Nothing's gonna stand.
Also, like my speculations are where the Soul Stone is. It's either. Wakanda.
No, we know where the Soul Stone is, because remember at the end with Adam Warlock, because remember at the end of Guardians 2, you saw the leader, the Queen Lady talking about her new creation, and it's Adam.
Refused to give me dick. Now create Adam Warlock to take my revenge.
Adam Warlock is too far ahead though. We're not gonna have a movie with him too. Like,
no, but remember that
that's
this
true
is
though, because they should have brought out additional.
No. Remember, this is the first part of the Infinity War, because originally Avengers 4 was going to be Infinity War Part 2, but now they're just calling it Avengers 4. But we know that more than likely it's going to be a continuation, because they cannot do the full Infinity War in a single movie of 3 hours.
That's what I wasn't getting. So I thought like this Infinity War we're getting now was going to be 3, and then they're going to do part 4, the second part to the Infinity War. That's what I thought. So it makes sense if they skip over and then Infinity War comes back in like 6 or something, Avengers 6 or something. Because I did see that it said Avengers 4 is going to have Captain Marvel in it. Yeah, so because that makes more sense, I guess.
Because of the fact that
right now, got to recoup for like 2 movies and then they come back to this one.
So we're going to see more of the cosmic with Marvel and Captain Marvel because we're going to get to see Carol Danvers go ham.
So what,
I guarantee
when will she's going to see Adam Warlock.
I guarantee that if he shows, I guarantee if we see him that he's going to show up in Avengers 4 because we're going to see, or he might show up and appear in the Captain Marvel movie as a tease and then come back. Because remember, the Captain Marvel movie comes out, 2019, May, and then the second Avengers 4 is 2020.
Oh, damn! We got to wait that long, God.
Yeah, but remember,
Ant-Man 2 is gonna come out.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is also coming in the works, but they're not gonna be in the first Infinity War. So I think that they're gonna be doing I think they're gonna be in the second one. That's why I think that Ant-Man and the Wasp are gonna appear in the second part of Infinity War, along with Captain Marvel with Carol, and then that's when we're gonna see the premiere of Adam Warlock. Because remember, Adam Warlock was one of the big turning points in the fight against Thanos at the original Infinity War in the comics. Because Adam Warlock is just beyond powerful for a mortal being, because he's nearly on the level of a cosmic, or what do they call him, a celestial, because he was able to fight Thanos, but Thanos gets the Soul Stone from Adam Warlock, but he's already left Thanos completely injured, and Thanos goes back in time before he attacked, and Adam Warlock and Iron Man remember everything, and that's how they're able to be prepared to actually fight him again. So this is when Thanos first shows up to definitely surprise all the Avengers and everyone else and make the attack where he nearly kills the entire universe.
Yeah.
So we'll have to definitely see what's going to happen by the end of the movie, but I guarantee that Avengers 4 is going to be the second part of it, and that they'll continue, and that's when they'll introduce more characters. Because remember that they have to introduce those characters because
we're getting the Avengers. We're getting the Avengers 4 is coming out 2018. So we got to wait 2 more years.
No, 2020.
2020. I mean, first Avenger. Infinity War is 2018. Then Avengers 4 is 2020.
Okay. God damn.
And here's the thing too. And if you want to look at that too, like there was an interview recently with Kevin Feige about with Infinity War and everything else coming up after Avengers 4, they've already started talking about what they're going to be doing after end of Phase 4 after the Infinity War, and they already talking about having at least 20 movies planned out. No, these aren't fully written out and greenlit or anything, but they've already stated that they have about 20 movies planned out for Phase 4 after the Infinity War.
Am I not the only one that want to see Punisher in this Infinity War?
I want them to bring the Netflix Marvel series.
I want them to buy Fox so we can get fucking mutants. That's what I want.
Yeah, right now with Fox.
I want them to definitely bring the mutants. I was like, because right now the Inhumans, being as great as they are in the comics, are on a slippery slope with after the TV show and everything. And we still don't know about the definition of the movie. Like, I really hope the movie changes a lot and definitely does the Inhumans right, because the
TV show died before it even dropped.
Exactly, and that's a problem. Is that the Inhumans are so interesting and so great, but they bombed it. Like, they didn't even get Black Bolt right. Like, Black Bolt is
he's the Black Bolt is.
Dude, Black Bolt is a god. With a single word, he can destroy a planet.
Black
Bolt was able to hold back on so many fighters. I believe that he had a fight with actually I think it was with Thanos and Thor, that he was able to hold him back just by humming. That's how powerful his voice is. And they messed him up in the show. Like, the only thing they got right was the dog, man. But how do you mess up a 400-pound English bulldog?
But it looked terrible, though.
It did look terrible. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. They messed so much up. But I don't even want to think about it. That's why I hope the movie really brings them back and does so much. Like, I really hope that they give them the strong second chance they deserve, because the Inhumans really are interesting and cool as characters. But what they did with that show, man, is just, oh god.
It's just one of those things that there's just too many shows for them to like even. They can't even get one right, and they're still trying to do more and more and more. So it's like, dude, get the first one right.
Agent Carter was well done, and the first few seasons of Shield was well done.
I didn't like Agent Carter, dude.
You didn't like Agent Carter? I loved it.
No.
Agent Shield, it was good like the first couple seasons. Then it's like it just got
after season 3, it kind of fell out.
I think they should have never bought Ghost Rider, but that's just me.
Yeah, the way that they portrayed Ghost Rider,
that shit. Oh my god!
Season 4 was Ghost Rider. The way they portrayed him was kind of iffy, but I really
like a bunch of these shows that's on that should be on, bro.
Yeah,
just caught it.
Like I said, like there's definitely some that
Gotham show shouldn't be on. Sorry,
let's not even talk about that one.
Here's
the thing: is that there's certain characters that should be in movies, but not the TV shows. I'll put it that way: they definitely should be in the movies, but not the TV shows.
I would love to see a new Ghost Riders, though. I definitely.
Yeah, I definitely.
I love Ghost Rider. The Nick Cage thing was just like
it left the bad taste in everyone's mouth.
I was a stupid teenager that liked Ghost Rider so much. So I was like, yeah, Ghost Rider, watch it.
I like that shit for some reason. It was cheesy, but I like
it. Because you like Ghost Rider the character, so you're gonna like probably anything that's around Ghost Rider. Like,
see, look, Ghost Rider is the character that needs to be revamped and rebrought back. We need a revamp of Spawn because
and completely fleshed out.
Yes, and completely refleshed out. Spawn is another one that definitely deserves a reboot and a rechance because Spawn is another gory anti-hero that has badass powers out of hell. And then the next one that we definitely should see a revamp of would definitely have to be Blade. Blade is a part of the Marvel universe, and I think it's time that we bring Blade back.
You know what though? Like yeah, bring him back, but don't start it over because like Wesley Snipes' Blade was a shit. I don't care. Nobody said.
Yeah. No.
I honestly think
this movie's like it pisses me off. It pisses me off that he don't get enough credit for those movies because like
facts, and they don't consider it a superhero movie. They don't consider it
exactly, and we all talk about
but that's because most people don't
top 5. Nobody ever mentioned anything about Blade, and those movies are better than his movies are better than those first 2 Thors. They're better than that fucking first Captain America. It's better than Iron Man 2 and 3. Like,
and the funny thing about
Blade, but here's the thing: is that most people don't know that Blade. Most people don't know that Blade is a part of the Marvel universe. That's the thing, though. They don't realize he's a part of that.
And that's where Ryan really got his start in the superhero movies.
That's I don't think that's not because anybody like between the age of I would say the age 20 years old now and 30, watch that Marvel Spider-Man cartoon that used to come on Fox a long time ago. And Blade was on that show, bro. Morbius was on that show.
Oh, yes.
Craven was on that show. So they're aware that Blade is a hero, bro, or in the Marvel universe.
But I'm saying that but those are for fans, man. Remember, even then
that's very true. Like
the majority of people don't know that Blade was as a part of
they gotta look up on these things. They being disrespectful to Blade.
They do. They definitely do.
Because now like how you saying redo it. What if they redo it and they suck ass?
And now we got a bad.
What they could do is bring a continuation, bring Wesley Snipes back just to reprise the role, but pass it on to someone else as well. Have someone else.
I would like that.
Yeah. Definitely build it up to have someone pick up the mantle for Blade after Wesley Snipes. Because we already know that they're going to have to be setting that up here soon
if Wesley Snipes never got fucking took to jail, I think we would have had. I think what's the name? I think it'd have been a whole different story of him being like a superhero.
Or just remake those exact same Blade movies and just give us a new actor. Just don't change the movie. Film it the same way. Plug in a new actor, bro. Keep the story.
Let's see how that.
The villain in the second one, the dude with the mouth that opens, bro. Oh my god,
bro, man,
so sick.
I even like the third one. Honestly, I even like the third one.
Dude, all of them were good. I really enjoyed it.
But Dracula as a villain, you thought he would have been more OP, but Blade fucked him up. The guy in part 2 than he did with Dracula, which didn't make any sense to me.
He destroyed Dracula. I was like, oh my god, what's going on?
Yeah, he mopped up Dracula and he struggled with the guy in the second one.
The only thing about Dracula, he could just regenerate. He's like, okay, I'm gonna keep cutting your ass up.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, we are running up on that time. So, Super G, what you got going on here?
Man, I'm gonna just get back into some more Netflix and finish off the Stranger Things and catch up on some anime. I'm watching that was it Galore right now? I went back, dude, and started watching the old ones. And they're pretty legit too, dude. So
which one?
Galore the Vanishing?
Yeah, Galore the Vanishing. But I think I'm watching the first one with Leon or whatever his name is, and Herman or whatever. I'm watching that one because I started watching the one that's more current right now, and I was like, damn, this show is pretty dope. So I went back and watched it. I'm watching the other ones right now, and I'm enjoying them, dude. So that's pretty much what I'm doing now.
That's what's up.
Besides,
so what you got going
watching Super and whatnot?
Nothing. I'm probably gonna try to beat Assassin's Creed Origins. That's about it. That game,
that game is massive as hell.
Long, I would say that.
Yes, it is. You and everyone else, because I'm right there with you. What's your Fraud Nax got going on?
Same thing with Supra Gee, Assassin's Creed Origins. I got back into Gears Versus because I've been ass in that game for so long, so I can get grinding back up.
Bro, we need to be playing some Horde mode right now.
Oh yeah, bro.
I'm down, dude. We gotta get into some parties like as this particular group right here.
Oh yeah, we definitely
do. Yeah, I'm going through Death Note right now, and I decided to start One Piece because I just missed so much shit through my first watch through of it. So that's what we doing over a break.
Yeah, me, just keeping up on that backlog, trying to clear out any animes, keeping up with all the shows, man. The CW shows are doing good. Just saw the special event crossover that they did.
The crossover.
Awesome. Woo, boy, we'll talk about that. Other than that, just been chilling, gaming, doing all the usual stuff.
I gotta catch up on those, bro. I haven't watched The Flash since like the middle
bro,
of last
it's all on Netflix,
and the same, the same with Arrow. I haven't watched Arrow like.
I heard Arrow's been a little better than I heard Arrow's been a little better than Flash actually.
Okay.
It dropped. Arrow definitely flopped.
See, that's why I stopped
behind a little bit.
Arrow because it started like.
See, Arrow season 4, mid-season 4, season 5, it kind of fell, but season 6, it's been doing really good. It started coming back.
That gives me hope when I go back into it because I have to do
just
that.
Don't watch Superwoman. Just don't watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but you kind of have to watch it for those crossovers. Hey, I didn't like it when it first aired, dude. I was like, oh, this show's not good.
Supergirl's not bad. I started it, and it's definitely not bad. And
what is it, the Heroes of Tomorrow or whatever, dude? I did not like that show.
I don't touch that
season. I was just like, what?
Dude, I love the Legends. I love the Legends.
No, you know what's better than both of those shows? iZombie, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Dude, iZombie is great. Dude, iZombie is definitely great. I love the lead actress. She's
dude, iZombie's the shit, bro.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, of course, as always, you can find all of our links for Twitter down below, so you can holler at all of us. But from all of us here, we'll catch y'all later.
Peace.
Out.